As life carries us forward, we often forget that inside this adult exterior, there is still a small child. It didn't disappear when you grew up. It didn't become silent just because you got busy. It only stepped back, sitting in the corner of your soul, silently carrying fear, loneliness, and questions that were never answered. Am I loved? Am I good enough? If I show my true emotions, will anyone stay? These questions, perhaps you asked yourself when you were small, and then forgot that they were never answered. Sometimes the wounds we forget are the ones that guide every step we take. The child inside you may be feeling exhausted, tired from having to force yourself to be an adult, tired from having to be strong, tired because no one recognizes that you are hurting. You smile at the world, but when night falls, emptiness creeps in. Perhaps you feel like you are living two lives, one for others to see, and one for yourself, where you just want to rest, to be held, to cry a little, without being judged. Even the strongest souls are allowed to be tired. The child inside you may be feeling lonely. Lonely not because there's no one beside you, but because no one truly understands you. Perhaps when you were small, your emotions were dismissed. Don't cry anymore. There's nothing to be afraid of. Be strong. These words seemed harmless, but they taught that child to be silent, to hide pain in order to be loved. Now, every time you feel lonely in a crowd, it's not because you're not good at socializing, but because the deepest part of you is craving a genuine connection, where you can be yourself without fear. Loneliness is not the absence of people, it is the absence of being understood. The child inside you may be feeling afraid of rejection, afraid of not being recognized, afraid of not being good enough. Perhaps you are always trying to be perfect, not daring to make mistakes, not daring to rest, because subconsciously, you're afraid that if you're not good, you'll be abandoned. Every time someone is disappointed in you, that fear floods back like an old wave. Not just the fear of an adult, but the cry from long ago of a child who trembled from being scolded, from not being listened to. Fear is often just a memory trying to protect you. The child inside you may be feeling angry. Angry because no one protected it. Angry because it had to grow up too fast. Angry because it had to bear responsibilities beyond childhood. Perhaps you had to be the good child to avoid blame, had to take care of others' emotions instead of your own. And now, you continue to live that way, always accommodating, always putting others first. That anger is not actually bad. It's just a signal that the child wants you to stand up for it, to say enough is enough, and to learn to set healthy boundaries. Anger is the voice of the child who finally wants to be heard. The child inside you may also be feeling forgotten. In the busy whirlwind, you rarely ask yourself, am I happy? You're busy working, busy trying, busy proving, to the point of forgetting your true emotions. Perhaps it's been a long time since you truly laughed, since you did something just because it made you happy. That child doesn't need much. It just needs a little space, a little time, a little gentleness to breathe, to play, to live as it once did. We lose ourselves, not in the storms of life, but in the rushing. And perhaps the child inside you really misses you. Misses the way you used to be innocent, used to dream, used to believe this world was beautiful, misses how you used to sing freely, used to doodle, used to believe that just by being yourself, people would love you. But then life taught you to be different, to be strong, to be smart, to hide emotions, to avoid being hurt. So you unintentionally left that child behind. Now, it just wants you to come back and say, I miss you. The parts of us we abandon never stop waiting for our return. If you wonder how to listen to the inner child, the answer is simple: through presence. Just sit down, close your eyes, place your hand on your chest, and ask, Dear child, how are you feeling today? Then don't rush to analyze. Let the emotions come, whether it's tears, sadness, relief, or just silence. Whatever it is, let it be present, because that's how you allow that child to speak for the first time after years of silence. Healing begins the moment you stop running from yourself. When you hear it say, I'm so sad, don't try to comfort it with logic. Just respond, I am here. When it says, I'm afraid of being abandoned, say, I will not leave. When it says, I don't feel good enough, say, you are always enough. Just by being you. These words may seem small, but to that child, they are magic. Because, for the first time, it is loved without having to try. Sometimes the words we needed decades ago are the ones we must speak to ourselves today. The journey of listening to the inner child is not easy, because it may take you back to memories you wanted to forget. But only when you dare to face them can you truly heal. When you cry over old pain, don't be afraid. That's not weakness, but your heart being liberated. And when you feel lighter, that's when you've touched the original love inside yourself. Pain is not returning, it is finally releasing. Remember, the inner child doesn't only carry pain, it also holds within it joy, curiosity, imagination, and light. When you return to listen to it, you're not just healing, but also reopening the door to creativity, love, and freedom within you. You begin to see life becoming gentler, people becoming more lovable, and yourself becoming more compassionate toward yourself. Healing doesn't make you someone new, it brings you back to who you've always been. Sometimes, just by sitting still, listening to music you once loved, or walking in a place that makes you feel peaceful, that child already feels embraced. It doesn't ask you to change the past. It only hopes you won't abandon it anymore. And every time you choose to listen, instead of avoiding, choose to feel, instead of numbing, choose to love, instead of criticize, you are telling it, you are safe now. Safety is created the moment you stop abandoning yourself. If right now you place your hand on your heart, breathe deeply, and ask, how is the child inside me feeling? You may hear a very soft answer. Perhaps it says, I'm sad, I'm tired, or just remains silent. But don't worry, because what matters is not the answer, but that you've started asking. Just that alone, and the child already feels seen. Being seen is the first form of healing. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that child who was once afraid is now smiling. It no longer hides. It holds your hand, walking with you through life, no longer the past, but the present. Healing is not becoming fearless. It is learning to walk with what once scared you. If you're listening to this, perhaps the inner child within you is also being comforted. Remember, you don't need to be strong all the time. You just need to be honest with your emotions. You just need to dare to come back and listen. Because sometimes, healing is not about doing something more, but about stopping to feel. That child is there, patiently waiting for you to return. And when you do, you will realize the brightest part of you has never disappeared. It's just been waiting to be loved again. What you seek in the world is often the part of you that needs your love the most. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and listen carefully. Feel with your heart, with all your senses, and be honest with yourself. How is the child inside you feeling right now? Write it down in the comments below this video. Save it here to acknowledge and look back on your inner child's journey of growth over time. If this has been helpful to you, please like and share this video so we can continue to accompany you on your healing journey to find true peace and reach your complete happiness. Your inner child has been waiting for this moment of recognition, and every time you choose to listen, you're choosing to come home to yourself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your courage to feel. And thank you for choosing to love the child within. Together, let's walk this path of healing, one gentle step at a time.